a big name company, and that's just the bottom line. So back to this economy thing, it has nothing to do with Standard and Poor's 500. It has nothing to do with the NASDAQ. It has nothing to do with anything. It has everything to do with people like my brother Chuck and the other brothers and sisters in the chat room. So when you're dealing with things like that, this is why I bring this up to show you the BS that the President of the United States is currently on. The President of the United States is trying to get reelected. That's why he's telling people to take their ass outside. That's why he got people like Dr. Phil and that jackass Dr. Oz and them other jackasses on TV talking about open up the schools. Listen to this, people. Open up the schools, y'all. And when you open up the school, it's only a 2% chance of the kids dying. I don't know about y'all, man, but I don't want to take that chance. 2% of my kids die. I don't want 2% of the kids in my community to die. I don't want 2% of the kids in my city to die. I don't want 2% of the kids in my state to die, let alone the United States of America. 2% is 2% too much. But if everybody starts taking their ass outside and going back to McDonald's and jumping in these Ubers and door dashing and all, and you're going back to these bars and these liquor stores and commiserating, everything goes back to normal. So when November comes, the president and his cronies can stand around and say, see, look how well the economy is going. Never mind that we got people dying in the streets, literally dying in the streets. Condolences to DJ Mukadeen. Condolences to DJ Knox as well. Two brothers lost. They taking this COVID thing heavily. How many people are actually invested in small business? No, it's not about investing. You invest in small business every time you go buy a beer, every time you go to a movie theater, every time you go buy some chips, every time you every time you buy a car. That's a small business. Unless you go to CarMax, small business. See, Chuck, we have been conditioned to believe small businesses. It's the lady on the corner selling potato chips and candies and snowball. Small businesses is where we do most of our business. The liquor store. If you shop on Madison, if you shop on 63rd and Halsted, if you shop at one of them stores in the mall, it's not a chain store nationwide. It's a small business. When you go to the Arab stores and buy you some sneakers, tops and bottoms, that's small business. Those stores are all over the country. All Stars in Philadelphia. I forgot the name of the joint in the Boogie Down Bronx, and there's another one in Brooklyn. These are small businesses that they making millions of dollars, but we don't look at them as the backbone of the community. But check this out, Chuck. Restaurants, them little small restaurants with a little cutie pie sister that's back there working, or the homie who just got out of jail selling you the pair of sneakers. That's a small business. But we don't think that keeps our community going. Guess what? That allows your homeboy who just got the penitentiary to sell you the sneakers. Now he can pay his rent. That allows his cutie pie to pay her rent, take care of kids, put her kids in school. And now her kids at school to take care of the kids. There's somebody cooking for the kids. It's the security of the kids. These are small entities. These are not gigantic entities. We don't interact with conglomerates on a regular basis. So, contrary to what we believe, we don't interact with conglomerates on a regular basis. You don't really buy a lot of Fritos. You buy the $4 for $1 chips. You buy the Vintners. Then we buy the Fritos and the M&M Mars and stuff like that. But we spend most of our money with the lower people. We've just been conditioned to believe. Most of us don't drink Pepsi and Coke. Most of us drink a discount soda. But Chuck, you're speaking about right now. I'm talking about, okay, who's granting those people money a month ago, Chuck? My man Chuck said, HRap, out west, those businesses are getting banks and getting grants from banks. My brother and gets his tax credits. If you shop there, if you don't shop there, you can't make no money, bro. Okay, why are those businesses essential, Chuck? Why are they lending those people money? If it wasn't essential, Chuck, why would they try to keep those businesses open? And here's a poor secret. It's a secret that not many people know. You getting those loans from banks and that turn into grants from banks that you have partnerships with. If you are a small business person and you don't have a partnership with a bank, most of those applications are getting turned down. Most of those applications are getting turned down. And Chuck, if those people were not essential, why would they even give a fuck? That liquor store is employing people in your neighborhood. That corner store is employing people in your neighborhood. You are shopping there. Your friends are shopping there. People are buying clothes. People are buying socks, shoes, shirts, drawers. That is essential to your neighborhood. Unless you're one of the rare people that get up and go to work every day and take their ass downtown and go to Macy's every day, or from when we were kids, Marshall Fields, or Bloomingdale's. If you're not doing that, okay, thanks. I'm glad we can disagree. Now we move on. Now, my damn phone. Like I was saying, these are people who are, when you're dealing with the President of the United States, he needs those things in return so he can put these fictitious numbers in your face and make you believe the economy is based on what's happening in the stock market. Now, if you want to believe that, go right ahead. But the next time you invest in the stock market, hit me up at HRap B. Next time somebody that you know invest 15, 20, 30, 50, $100,000 in the stock market, you let me know. Let me know, and then I'll shut the hell up. But I could send you to the Wall Street Journal. I could send you to Forbes. I could send you to all those companies, and you can look up Standard & Poor's 500s. And what you do is you talk to everybody you know and say, when the last time you dealt with any of these companies? And I guarantee you won't. Biggest news organization in the world is called Reuters. Most people in America don't even know what it is. So if the stock market was controlling the economy, that means the economy went to hell in 29, 79, 89 on Black Friday, 99, and then 2008, right before Barack Obama. How are we bouncing back in a matter of weeks, months, days? But that's another situation. Then you're looking at a situation to whereas Donald Trump is attempting to be a dictator. He comes out and spreads this propaganda. I will open up the country when I feel like it. And according to the 10th Amendment, he doesn't have that authority. See, the brother Anu is on here all the time, and I give him a hard time saying, look stuff up, look it up. But Anu is saying that out of passion. And what he's saying is true. We must study the Constitution, so when people say something like, I'm going to open up the country and I'm the president and I am on a federal level, I have no jurisdiction over the state. So, you see, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, has openly started to say, this dude led me down the wrong road and look at what happened. I'm going to give you the major reasons why Donald Trump and his cronies should never be trusted. When you are looking at the United States of America, this corona pandemic has been destroying lives left and right. Whether they're inflating the numbers or not, whether we'll never know. By the time the truth comes out, most of us won't even be here. But we just have to deal with what we see. According to the records, more than 10,000 people in the state of New York have passed away due to coronavirus. Because Governor Andrew Cuomo took his cue from President Donald Trump, did not shut down what is quote unquote called a hot spot. We'll get on that in a second. 10,000 people No longer living. As the brother DJ Knox called the show 2 Wednesdays ago and said, they are renting refrigerated trucks to store our loved ones in these trucks in the state of New York. You can't even bury your loved ones. You can't even kiss them goodbye. You can't even start your grieving process because your cousin, uncle, aunt, sister, brother, or friend is in a truck. Now let's go all the way over to where my brother D Great lived in California. California, state of Oregon, and the state of Washington. They got hit with the pandemic as well. Collectively, every state that is on the Pacific Ocean, collectively have 1,200 deaths. You know why? Because Washington said, shut this mother down. Oregon said, shut this mother down. State of California, if not, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's either Texas, California, I know they're the 2 largest states in the United States of America. Said, shut this mother down. 1,200 collectively. You know how many people in California, man? You know how many people in Oregon? You know how many people in the state of Washington? 1,200. See, this is what happens when you stop listening and start watching. Or as my brother Joe Madison, Elder Joe Madison from the Black Eagle, he says, you start listening with your third ear. Realize when you take the proper precautions when you're dealing with a pandemic, like former President Barack Obama said, you have the means and the ability to maintain, you have the means and the ability to slow things down, and you don't put as many people in jeopardy. This leads me to something called social distancing. Social distancing is a problem when you're dealing with a pandemic. But social distancing, people think, oh, just stay in the house. First of all, people, only 20% of the people that look like you in the United States of America, and I may be inflating that number, it may be more like 10, but I'm going to stick with 20. I think I read 20. 20% of the people in the United States of America today that look like me and you have the ability to work from home. So if you're only part of that 20%, that means 80% of us is out in these streets, get it any way we can. So when you're dealing with a situation to whereas 80% of us have to go work, how can you possibly practice public or social distancing if you have to get your ass up and go to work every day? That kills that right there. New York is a hot spot. Detroit is a hot spot. Chicago's a hot spot. Los Angeles is a hot spot. Let's find out why these are hot spots. It's this thing called redlining. It's this thing called Jim Crow segregation. That's why those are hot spots. See, in New York, I don't know what they call them in LA, but we're just going to call them projects. You live in a housing project. In New York, they call them tenement buildings. In Chicago, we call them courtway buildings. I'm not sure what they call them in LA, but we just going to call them a housing project. When you are forced into an area in which you are forced to live like that, you're living on top of each other. Everybody's living vertically, not horizontally. When you're living in a building with 25 apartments, how the fuck are you going to socially distance? You have to take out your garbage. You have to walk your dog. You have to go to the grocery store. You have to walk past people all day long, breathing in and breathing out because you are confined to a specific area. Redlining and Jim Crow segregation forced you into that. That's why most of the people in Chicago most people look like us live on the south side, and most of the rest of us live on the west side of Chicago. We're scattered throughout the rest of the city. Or find a place where it was a housing project, Stay-Away Garden, the Albert Icky homes, and bungalows and those things. And then you come on out west to the Rockwell Gardens, and then Henry Horner homes and Cabrini Green projects and the Old Town Guard project. Yeah, it was a project. People that live in my old hood, we live in project. But when you live in that situation, when you have 10 or 12,000 people combined to one specific area, going up and down, sneezing, coughing, and breathing, how the hell you want social distance? So that's why, oh man, brothers and sisters, we susceptible to it because when you're this and you're that, you ain't staying in the house. How the fuck you gonna stay in the house, man? You gotta get your ass up and go to work every day. So don't let this damn idiot box and these stupid ass ratings